Hi friends. We're gonna go on a gumdrop-tastic adventure tonight. So get in a comfy position, cuddle up on your bed or your couch. This could be for kiddos or for kiddos at heart, like me. I actually really like listening to kid visualization roleplay kind of things to get to sleep, and I thought maybe other big kids might like that too, along with little guys. Alright, let's get started. So, we're here inside the enchanted forest, and it's quiet and peaceful, and you can hear the birds singing. And all of a sudden, you hear kind of this crunch, crunch, crunch behind you. And you turn around, and what do you see in the clearing but the most beautiful unicorn you could ever imagine? It's white and sparkly with a purple mane and tail that shine in the sun, and a brilliant purple horn. You slowly approach the unicorn with your hand out. The unicorn cautiously approaches you, sniffs your hand, and then looks at you and smiles. "Hi there," he says. "My name is Robbie." You're taken aback, as although you know this is a magical land, you wasn't sure if this was the type of land where animals talk. But you're thrilled. And you're like, "Oh, Robbie, what a lovely name. What are you doing here in the enchanted forest?" Immediately you feel kind of dumb, because it makes sense that a unicorn would be in an enchanted forest, because where else would they be? But Robbie is good-natured and smiles again and says, "Oh, I've always lived here. How did you manage to get into the enchanted forest?" You think back, and you're not entirely sure. You think this could be a dream, or maybe you kind of stumbled into a Narnia-like land without knowing it. Either way, you're just happy to be there. So you say, "Well, Robbie, can you show me around?" Robbie nods his head and says, "Sure, I'd love to. Do you want to ride on my back?" You are thrilled. Sure, you've done a little bit of horseback riding at camp one time, although you were a little afraid of the horse at the time, but you're not afraid of Robbie. And he kind of crouches down a little bit so you can get on his back. His mane and fur are so soft and shining in the sun that you immediately feel comforted and safe. "All right, let's go," he says, as you gently hold on to his mane and neck. He trots along, and you look around this sparkling, enchanted forest. The clouds are pink like cotton candy, and you wonder if they would taste like cotton candy. You absentmindedly ask Robbie this, and he says, "Oh, of course, that's where cotton candy comes from, doesn't it? That's how that happens and where you come from?" You say, "Well, no, not really. It's actually spun sugar, but I like yours better. That sounds lovely." He doesn't quite understand, but he laughs good-naturedly. You continue trotting, and you come across the most beautiful waterfall. Not only is it does it look refreshing and cool, but it's rainbow colored. And at first you think it might be an optical illusion, But then you're like, oh, enchanted forest, probably, just the way things are. So you say, can we go closer to the waterfall? Of course, he says. And you trot off toward the lovely, splashing waterfall. All of a sudden, you realize how thirsty you are. So you go and you cup your hands under the waterfall. The water is rainbowish, but still looks safe to drink. Although you double check and say, hey, Robbie, is this okay to drink? He's like, oh, of course. This is magic waterfall water. And that's good enough for you. So you take your cupped hands with the water and drink it. And all of a sudden, you feel so nice and refreshed. And it feels almost as if your whole body is tingling. And you look down and you see that your skin is sparkling. You are now as shiny as Robbie and some of the other creatures. You say, oh my goodness, look, I'm all sparkly. I'm like a Lisa Frank sticker come to life. Peach cocks his head because he doesn't really know about Rainbow Frank stickers, but that's okay. But he still smiles. So now that you are all sparkly and your friend Robbie is also sparkly, you say, what other adventures can we get into here in the Enchanted Forest? Well, I was just about to go pick some daisies and make daisy chain wreaths. Well, that sounds lovely, you say. So you get back on his back, and he trots along, and he says, do you want to see how fast I can go? And you smile, and you say, yeah. He says, okay, well, hold on tight. So you grip his neck a little tighter, and off he starts running, and you go faster and faster, and your hair rushes in the breeze and gets kind of tangly and in your face, but you just laugh because you're going so fast and it's so fun. And finally he slowly slows to a stop, and you come across this beautiful meadow of daisies. And he puts you down, and he says, okay, well, I was just about would you like to help me make some daisy chains? I would love to, you say, because what he doesn't know is you are an expert daisy chain maker and often make them for your friends and mom and dad. So you both sit down in the field making daisy chains. It's extra impressive that he's able to make daisy chains as he has hooves and not fingers, but somehow he magically is able to. So you both put the daisy chain wreaths around your head. You're still sparkling. It looks lovely. And you keep making daisy chains. And you say, who should we give the rest of these daisy chains to? And he smiles and says, oh, I have all sorts of friends here in the forest that I would love to give this to. Oh, that sounds so nice, Robbie, you say. Well, tell you what, he says. Let's get them all gathered in a nice basket and go across. Just then, you start feeling a little sleepy, and you say, I would love to, but first, could I take a little nap here in the field as I look at the beautiful cotton candy clouds? And he yawns and says, you know what? I'm kind of sleepy too now that you mention it. Sure, let's have a little nap. So the two of you lay down next to each other, and he puts his head on your side, and you take a deep breath. And you close your eyes, and you smile, because this has been a lovely, enchanted adventure. All right, my friends. Well, you have a lovely night, and you can definitely come back and we can have more adventures. All right, good night.